located in Southwest Washington, D.C. What I want my life to be, what can I do to have it? Growing up as a teenager living in Washington, D.C., I am exposed to danger every day. Each evening before I go to sleep, I pray that the African-American race would come together as one. I have always had a deep concern for my people, world, and my life. I have been blessed with the gift of knowledge, and I have learned how to share it with others. As a result of being kind-hearted, I want to live the rest of my life helping others. My original desire to be an actress has faded away in these past years. I figured, why not do something else in your life that will not only benefit you, but others as well? My mind was instantly changed when I attended the Children's World Peace Seminar in Newfane, Vermont this past September. The seminar was composed of 35 different people from 30 different countries. I represented the United States of America along as 2 other students. Our goal was to write a document stating our needs for a peaceful world. In 1 week, my view of life was totally changed. It made me realize that the United States was not the only place that had problems. I found out about 30 other different countries in 1 week than I would in 1 history lesson. I thought and thought and thought until I realized exactly what I wanted to do. My goal is to become a world-known peace internationalist. In order for me to reach my goal, I must first make peace within myself. Step 1 has been completed. I tried to get my classmates, as you will see in the audience, in any peace project that I do. I get my family involved as well. And I keep in touch with the friends that I made in Newfane, Vermont, to see how their countries are doing. As I get older, the task will get more difficult every day. The world changes so much that I have to keep an accurate record of what is going on. The main thing I am concerned with is the high rate of deaths among teenagers and young adults. Every day, hundreds of teens die from either a drug-related or accidental death. Whatever the case may be, all of it is uncalled for. If the statement, "Children are the future," is supposed to be true, then the teenagers of today are rapidly making that statement false. I feel it is my duty to help others to see what life has to offer. When I get older, I am going to open an international youth center for teens of all races so that they too can help me spread the word of peace. If the world ever wants to unify, we must all take part in the goal of achieving world peace. This simply means getting rid of all nuclear weapons. All governments of the world should stop governing and learn to lead their people. And all hatred between color, creed, and race should be banished completely. And everyone would have to learn to love one another. In years to come, I believe that I will achieve my goal, and the world will be free from all danger. I cannot do it alone, so I ask the assistance of anyone who feels the same way that I do. In closing, I leave with my motto: the opinion of a child will one day change the world. Thank you.
The future looks wonderful, doesn't it? It really does. And now our first place winner, Kia Prather, also from Deal Junior High. Her teacher is Mrs. Patterson. Kia.
I know that you read hundreds of essays about kids who want to grow up and change the world and make world peace. I really didn't want to write an essay that had anything to do with the subject of peace because it sounds so typical, and I always end up sounding very sappy and unrealistic. As I sat in my room pondering the idea of what I wanted to do with my life, I thought up tons of careers that I would like to have. I thought of fun careers, glamorous careers, prestigious careers, and careers in which I could make lots of money. All of these were nice, but after thinking about the serious problems facing our city, these jobs seem petty. Just recently, the crimes that have slowly taken over our city have begun to strike a little closer to home. In the last month, one of my cousins and 3 of my friends have been held up at gunpoint for their jackets and tennis shoes. Yesterday, a boy was shot for flirting with another guy's girlfriend at a local mall where I frequently shop. Students at school that hustle drugs are being praised. Innocent people are being killed every day and nothing is being done. It seems as though we have turned our backs to the violence that occurs right in our own backyards. A year ago, I probably would have said that I want to be rich when I grow up and I want to have a nice big house in Beverly Hills. But now I'm beginning to think a little differently. Now I just want to make a contribution. I want to help these kids that are ignorant to the situation of our society. I wish that I could invent some job where I could travel around and tell my peers to wake up and to get their lives together. I wish there was some way to get them to listen to me. I want to find out what a person could be thinking when he holds up somebody at gunpoint for his tennis shoes. Because if nobody confronts the problem, it can only get worse. I know there's no profession that gets people to change their minds and give them a new set of values, but I would like to try. After we find a way to put an end to all this confusion, I can start to work on those careers that will make me rich and get me my house in Beverly Hills.
Congratulations, all 6 of you. You are really wonderful winners. Congratulations. We will have some congratulatory remarks now from the Office of the Assistant Superintendent of Elementary, Constance Clark. She's being represented today by Ellen Sister. Ellen?
This is really, I thought would be an easy task, but they are really a tough act to follow. I don't like coming here at this time after hearing all these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful essays. I mean, it's hard, very, very, you're all a tough act to follow, I tell you. It's wonderful, wonderful being here, and you are an inspiration to me. I'm wondering if you're really not faking as little people, but you're really grown up and very wise, because I had written some things before I even heard you speak, and they had to do with self-esteem, they had to do with problem solving, they had to do with life challenges, and either you copied my paper or maybe just vicariously I read something in some way that you'd written before, because you have really hit upon some of the real important things that all children need to know about, all adults need to know about. I just want to recruit you. I'm representing Dr. Clark, who had an emergency, and she's very sorry that she could not be here, but her loss is my gain because I've really learned a lot and I'm enjoying hearing what you've had to say. I took a few notes, and it was very interesting because I'm sitting on the elementary school side, and as the program began, or right before it began, the children, and they really are children because they were being very inquisitive, and Glenn and Damia, all of them were looking at the name tags here, not the name plates. And somebody said, well, who is Charlene Ju Jarvis? And I said, well, that's a city council member, and you're sitting in their seats, so this is a wonderful honor for you that they would give up their seats and you'd be able to sit here at the podium to give your essays. So as Glenn is talking about how inquisitive he is and how he laughs at himself, they were doing that and they were being themselves, and I applaud you for that. Never, ever, ever lose that. You'll have a lot of temptations, but just keep focused and spread the word. Let your friends know. Let your friends know. They need to think for themselves. They can do it, and there's plenty of people who love them and support them and will always be around to take. But you all know that. I don't have to repeat all of that. Kenneth understands quiet times, and many adults don't understand quiet times. We have lots of stresses, and I applaud you for that, Kenneth. I think that's That's an important thing to know, and starting so young. I just want you, maybe if I get their autographs now, in 10 or 20 years, I'll, I know I'll be able to frame them now, but we'll have even more to put under. And Damien, you're special. Very, very, very special. We're all very special. But I think that with your focus, and your mom is exactly right, she's done, all of your mothers have done a wonderful job of parenting. Let's give you all a hand. It's not easy. It is not easy. It's not easy. And children have all kinds of problems. And very often they're not known to us. The program that I'm working in is trying to really sensitize parents and teachers to just kind of getting into what kids are thinking about and helping them get the kind of focus that these children have. Yolanda, I'm skipping around a little bit. You understand the idea of service. That's very important. The value of being a Christian and being able to serve others, and the gratitude that you feel and the good feelings that you get as you're serving other people. That's important. Try to help, and I know you will. Maybe I need to recruit, and we'll have a children's recruitment for the program that I'm working in, because too many children don't know that. And it's been a joy just listening. Inner peace, that's important. We have to sometimes work very hard through the temptations to understand that. And to have the value to know that we can make a difference and wanting to be involved to make that difference. That's Kia that wants to do that, and I think that's important. It's very easy to sit back and read the papers and shake our heads and just be afraid, and there are times when we have to be afraid. These are serious times. But we have to know that we have to come up and we can make a difference. If for doing nothing else but making a friend and just trying to change an attitude about some things. Okay, and Clarence, you understand financial stress. That's very interesting. I like that. That's very good. Keep that in front of you. Keep that in front of you. Always keep that in front of you. But always keep your values and be honest. And I know you'll do that. But again, spread that around to your friends. I know it's not easy. And I do thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to come to you. And again, I'd like to applaud the teachers and parents and friends who are sitting out there. You've all done a wonderful job with these children. I just wish I could clone them all over the country and the world. Thank you again.
What wonderful remarks from Ellen Sister. Thank you very much. And I hope you all took those in, those wonderful things she said. It's truly a privilege and an honor for me to introduce the next woman who will be giving some congratulatory remarks. In the highest sense, she's a public servant, in the most noble sense of that. She's a council member at large, which means that she represents all of us, all of the constituents from all over the city. And she works long hours, and she works hard in order to do that, bringing the diverse needs of our city together in many different ways. And it's with a lot of gratitude, and it's my privilege to introduce the Honorable Mrs. Hilda Mason.
Well, it's an honor to say hello to all of you. I'm happy to see all of you, and I congratulate everyone who participated and helped bring this about. I want to congratulate the young person who is sitting in my seat. Your name is Kenneth, right? Yes. All right, so you're going to take my place, right? Right, okay. Some of you know that I represent the statehood party of the District of Columbia. And I hope that as you beautiful young people think about our future and our global needs, that you will remember and help everybody understand that one of the greatest things that we need in the District of Columbia is full self